Hey, hi everyone. This is Melvin here, and how's everyone doing? This is Tuesday night. Well, this is Tuesday night for me, and I can't believe this. This is episode number 14. Yes, this is episode number 14. And in today's episode, I would like to talk to you about this central idea that I have been practicing for some time. And this idea is it's actually something that I have been doing, and something that I want to share with you as well. So, right, I thought that this might be something that is going to be useful for you, especially if you are, at this during this period itself, where some of us can get a little nervous, a little stressed up. And so the idea that I want to share with you is basically this idea of, when you're stressed up, what is that thing that you must do? Now, a lot of time, I think many of us know that what are the things that we have to do. And a couple of episodes back, I talked about, why is it that we do what we do when we know what we know? And so this is like a continuation of that idea itself, but here it's something that I think would be a bit more specific and something that will be extremely helpful to some of you, especially if you are feeling a little stressed right now. All right. And so, but before that, I just like to acknowledge a few things. Number one, it's the music that you have been hearing in the background. That music is actually coming from, I know it's not the best name right now, but it's called Epidemic, right? So Epidemic is the music that all the tracks that you've been listening to, that you've been hearing, is actually coming from Epidemic. So what I do is I will curate a playlist, and I have a different playlist for different episodes. And so what I do is I kind of play in the background so that you get a little bit of that music in the flow. Otherwise, it's just going to be me talking itself. So I'd like to get back to the topic about when you're stressed. Sometimes when I am stressed up, which can be quite often. So sometimes when I'm stressed out, what I usually feel to do is I feel to do what I have to do. And when that happens way too many times, what that's going to happen is that you are going to lose momentum. You're going to be not consistent. And I think, the key thing is that you're going to be not consistent because you're going to be doing it or not doing it just because you are stressed or you're not stressed. But the fact that you're not consistent means that you are going to lose the momentum, right? So once you lose momentum, I mean, if you're going to be building something, and once you lose the momentum, you're going to start all over again. It's not like resuming from where you left off. You literally have to start all over again, and that is shitty, right? So you don't want to do that. So what you really want to do is that you want to be able to build momentum, and you want to be consistent about it. However, sometimes when we are stressed up, like, yesterday I'm totally stressed up. And today I'm just so busy. And during times like this, it's just so common and it's just so possible for me to say, yeah, I'm done for the day and I'm going to bed, right? But the fact that I know that I have to do certain things and I want to do that thing, and that's the thing that I want to do, gives me that motivation, gives me that drives, gives me that encouragement, gives me that energy to want to work on it. And so, what is this thing that I am talking about? No, I'm not talking about coming up with a to-do list. I'm not talking about, creating a series of write down a list or project management, nothing of that sort. What I'm actually talking about is the central idea of routine. So, what I mean by that, now, having a routine means that without even thinking, every single day, and I mean every single day, this is the one thing that you will do. So, of course, if you're just starting out, you're probably better off to just doing like one thing, right? Because you want this thing to stick for a while before you kind of stack it up with another one. So you don't want to fire off by doing 2, 3, 4, 5 things and try to attempt to do all 5 things at the same time. I mean, not at the same time on the same day, and you're starting to do that habit and the routine. You're going to be setting yourself up for failure. So what I really encourage you to do is that, you want to start with one thing first. And when you start with that one thing could be anything as simple as like, for me, when I started was like reading the Bible. And then after that, it went on to recording my emotions on a daily basis. After that, it's about exercising on a daily basis or do some form of workout, even if I'm not running on a daily basis. And of course, 14 days ago, that's where I started this journey on, doing a live stream every single day. And so, what's the point here? The point here is as follows. When it becomes a routine, when it becomes a habit, when it becomes so ingrained in you, every day you just have to do that thing. And if you don't do it, it's just going to feel absolutely uncomfortable. And you are just going to say that, well, I have to do this, right? So it could be like, I don't know, hopefully brushing your teeth, right, would be something that is a routine. Something like, I don't know, for you. But for me, it's like every day I would want to reflect on one thing. And based on that one thing itself, I would want to ask myself, what did I learn from that? And hence, that's why I'm here, sharing with you what I've learned, hopefully teaching you some techniques, teaching you something that, it's able to kind of help you. And so, that's pretty much the routine itself. Hi, Rosie. Yeah, it's been a long time. I have been, off the grid on Facebook for some time now. Hope everything is good with you. And, about a late one, but Selamat Hari Raya to you. Okay, so back to the part about routines, right? So really the thing about routine is that you want to form this habit and you want to be doing it on a consistent basis, because once you get doing it on a consistent basis, you have that momentum. And once you have that momentum, you start building things up and then things that happen, right? We talked about the flywheel the other day, and that's something that, you have to really get at it. Now, I know it's not easy for a routine to stick. So you gotta have to find something that is really going to be motivating, something that drives you to want to do it, and not because you want to do it because you are looking for something. So let me give you an example. If I would be doing this live stream, hoping to get like 1,000 views every time I do this live stream, and then I come on here, I get like 2 views and 1 like and a couple of comments, what I'm going to do? I'm going to quit, right? Because I'm going to look at this and say, hey, come on, who are you kidding? I mean, it's just not working, right? I mean, 2 views, come on. Right, you're better off doing something else. So the thing is that you have to want to do it, right? It's not something that someone's going to chase you down with a stick and or you're going to drag yourself to do it. It's gonna be really, really hard. So what you really want to do is you want to find something that really gets you and makes you want to do it. Okay, so the routine. It's crucial for you to stay on top of the game, because that's where you get consistent. And once you have consistency, you have momentum. And once you have momentum, you start turning that flywheel, and 1 turn, 2 turn, 4 turn, 6 turn, 8 turn, and suddenly you get that breakthrough. So it's not just about one piece of work and one exceptional piece of work that you do that gives you the breakthrough, or one innovation that gives you the breakthrough, ultimately is that all those effort that you put in that will give you that breakthrough itself. Now, what's going to be more important is when you have a routine, and because there will be time that it's going to be trying, there's going to be time that it's going to be stressful, there's going to be time where you get emotionally affected by circumstance, or because someone else, or you are sick, or whatever the case may be. So there are going to be moments like this. I mean, life is not a bed of roses, right? So there are going to be moments like this. So what are you going to do when you're hit with that kind of moments? Many a times what we're going to do is we're going to, throw a pity party, and we are going to say that, well, today I'm just going to take things easy. I'm not going to do any work. I'm just going to shut things down. And so that's where you lose momentum. When you lose momentum, you do not have the consistency, and to get back onto that thing itself, it's going to be really, really, really hard. So with a routine, what it does for you is that it helps you establish a set of discipline. It helps you establish a set of discipline that is something that you would do on a consistent basis. Now, when you start doing things on a consistent basis, regardless of how you feel, regardless of who upset you today or who make you happy, those are inconsequential, and those has got no effect whatsoever with what this routine is. For example, just because your child didn't eat his breakfast this morning, you're going to stop brushing your teeth? I certainly hope not, right? So it's something that you would do regardless of whatever happens. So that routine, once you have that routine and once you establish that consistency, every time you hit a roadblock, every time you hit a challenging moment, every time you hit a situation where it leads you to say that, I quit today, that is where the routine kicks in, because you are going to be in such a condition condition. You are going to be conditioned in such a way that you will do it regardless. And like I said, when you do it regardless, that's where you get momentum. And when you get momentum, you start pushing the flywheel, and bam, that's when things happen. Yeah, so like what my good friend here, Ariel, said, a routine to do something value adding. Of course, so when you think about routines, obviously you want to think about what is it that's going to value add to you, right? So share with me what are some of your routines that you do. I mean, I'd like to know, and I can also learn from you. So, of course, when you think about routines, I kind of break it down into what I call the 3 I's routine. Number one routine is that, every day I want to work on something that brings me income, right? Because, I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. So, if the day when I stop thinking about what can I do to earn me an income so that I could continue doing what I'm doing, being unemployable, being able to do the things that I want to do on my own terms. The moment I stop thinking about income, well, unless I've made enough, but the moment I stop thinking about income, I think that's where the danger ends. The danger starts, right? So every day I would like to think about something that I need to do for income. So sometimes that thing that I do for income may not be immediate. It's not like just because I wake up and I say, hey, gee, I would like $50,000 in my bank account today. And that's when I start opening my email and I say, let's see who I can email to. And perhaps I could just send a bunch of emails and hope people buy things, right? So sometimes when you think about things that you do to bring in the income, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to bring in the income immediately. Of course, sometimes it does, but not always, right? So one of the first I is, I always think about one thing that I need to do to bring in the income. The second thing that I always think of in terms of the I is the impact that I make, right? I mean, impact sounds like a big word, right? Like, I'm going to make an impact in the world. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. Sometimes the impact is that you just want to make someone happy. You just want to, you just want to brighten up someone's day. So it could be sending a message to a dear friend and say that, I just want to say hi. I just want to say thank you for being a friend. So it's that impact that you make. Of course, you can think about impact at a greater level. Like, for example, I want to impact the community. I want to impact the group of people who have a talent, but because of COVID-19, for example, they have experienced tremendous disadvantage because of what they have been doing, right? I mean, the kind of work that they do, because of COVID-19, they cannot continue with the kind of work that they do. But they have a talent. So, I want to make an impact on these people. I want to help these people to be able to achieve some kind of, breakthrough, and to be able to embrace new technology, for example. I want to make an impact, right? Um, and then, of course, the third I is, it's something that is, I would say, it's going to be difficult to put a KPI to that. And that is, to be able to inspire someone. That happens sometimes, but not always, right? So you can think about, what is the one thing I can inspire someone to do? So sometimes, inspiring someone to do something doesn't have to always be like what groundbreaking kind of thing. Sometimes it could be, I want to inspire someone to speak to their mom, right? Or I want to inspire someone to tell their kids that, I'm sorry, or I don't know, right? So I want to be inspire someone. So those are some of the things that I think of every day, because I want to ask myself, what have I done, for my income goals? What I've done for my impact goals, and what can I do for my inspire goals? And I think that for the next 40 years, and with God's grace, hopefully I will live that long. But I'm thinking, like, in the next 40 years, if that's something that I can think of every single day, and I actually make some progress with that, I think life is going to be quite awesome. What do you think? What do you think? So, in summary, what I'm saying here is that you want to set this up, because once you set this thing up, you are going to be not affected by circumstance. You are not going to be affected by what other people say. You are not going to be affected even by how you feel about yourself. And once you set this up, you will then be able to perform consistently. And because you perform consistently, you are going to create a momentum. And because you create that momentum, you start pushing the flywheel. And so 1 turn, 2 turns, 4 turns, 8, 16, 32, 100, 200, 1,000, 10,000. And it goes faster and faster. And one day you see that breakthrough. So the thing that I'm talking about is establishing a routine. Think about, what is that one thing that you would like to do every day? And hopefully that one thing meets one of these 3 I's, whether it's an income goal, or an impact goal, or an influence or inspire goal. An example would be, every day I am going to put out content that it's going to attract people to my site, so that they will learn something. And because they learn something, they want to take it to the next level. And once they want to take it to the next level, that's where they want to work with me. So it can be income goal, or that one thing could be an impact goal. Every day I want to make someone happy. I want to smile at someone. I want to tell someone thank you. What is that impact that you want to make on a daily basis? And then finally, think about, what is that one thing you can do to inspire someone? For example, for me, the one thing that I want to do to inspire someone is to have them recognize that they have a talent and they could teach other people how to resolve their problem using their talents, and in turn to be able to transform people. And that's absolutely inspiring for me. And so that thing is a routine. One caveat is that when you are getting started on creating routines, make sure that you start with one routine first. Do not be overly ambitious and stack 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 routines and start it off at the same time. You can add that up along the way. But what you want to do at the outset, what you want to do right off the bat is you want to just start off with one. And once you get a good handle on one, then that's where you want to stack on the next one and the next one and the next one. And that's where the magic happens. Once again, this is Melvin Tan here, and thank you so much for being here with me. And as always, if you have got questions for me, please feel free to ask me questions about talent, teach, and transform. Otherwise, I'll speak to you on the next one. Bye-bye.